Hey guys, welcome to the Q&A video. Thank you so much to everyone who asked a question. I think this is going to be fun. I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. First question is, why did you start this channel and how far do you want to go with it? I started this channel pretty much just to have a fun hobby. I thought it would be a lot of fun to record videos of me playing and put them out for everyone to see. Also, I know you can make money on YouTube if you get a big enough following, so I thought that'd be a good idea. Which I thought it would be way easier to grow than it is originally. I remember right before I started, I was like, I'll probably only get like 10 subscribers a day at first, but it'll pick up. I mean, I had no idea. I've gotten 10 subscribers in a day like 2 or 3 times, and I've been going for 5 months, and that's whenever I have a video doing really well. Usually I'll get 1 to 3, it just depends. And then also, we moved to South Carolina from Georgia in 2017, and in 2019 we moved back to Georgia, and while we were there I made a lot of friends. We did fiddle lessons there, I made some music friends, and I wanted them to be able to see my progress because I played the banjo with them some. And then for how far I want to go with the channel, just as far as possible. I know that bluegrass, a lot of times those types of channels don't go too far just because it's not crazy popular, but it's getting more popular, so hope really far. And next question is, when did you start playing banjo, and are there other instruments that you play? Do you have any hobbies? Also, did you take lessons? So I started playing the banjo in March of 2018. I decided I wanted to learn in December of 2017. So I helped my parents build a fence, and I made enough money to get a banjo, and I learned from there. And other instruments, yes, I play guitar, mandolin, violin, bass. I play those on some of my videos. I don't know if you've seen those or not. As far as hobbies go, I really don't have any major hobbies other than instruments. There are a few things that I enjoy doing in my spare time a little bit, but really no major hobbies. Whenever I have some time and nothing to do, I'll go out and hit some baseballs. I find that a lot of fun. Really don't know why. I know a lot of people wouldn't, but for some reason I just think it's fun to toss it up and smack it and watch it fly. It's just a fun thing to me for some reason. And then another question is also, did you take lessons? No, I did not take banjo lessons. I took guitar lessons from 2014 to 2016, and I took fiddle lessons from 2017 to this year, which is when I graduated, so I stopped. But banjo, no, I did not take lessons. I learned completely from a book. So what's the square root of -1? Uh, my real question is, would you ever like to play in a band? Yes, I would love to play in a band. So actually, we have me and my sister and some people we know. We formed a band. I'm playing banjo and then some guitar. My sister's playing fiddle, and then we also have piano and mandolin. And actually, over the weekend, we just played at a contra dance, which is just a mix of like square dancing and waltzes. And that was actually the first paying gig I ever played, so it was a lot of fun. And then the next question is, how did you get so many subs? In the grand scheme of things, the amount of subs I have really isn't that much, but I really think for 5 months, I believe I'm at 327 right now, so for 5 months, I don't think that's bad. Basically, I just try to make lots of content regularly. I make lots of shorts, and if a short takes off and gets 1,000 views, that can easily get you a bunch of subs depending on how many people, just depending on which people it gets in front of. Like, I had one with 2,000 views that got me 15 subscribers, then I had one with 8,000 that got me 13, so it just depends. And yeah, and then also whenever I'm watching videos, I try to leave a nice comment on almost every video I watch. Like, don't promote your channel, don't tell them about your channel, none of that. Just be friendly and nice, and you'll come across as a nice person, and those people might end up checking out your channel, so I recommend that. Firelistic asks, what advice can you give to people wanting to learn to play? I'd say definitely just patience. It takes a while to get good at it, the banjo, but once you got it, like I've told people before. It's really nowhere near as hard as it looks. So first I would recommend just learn the chords, the basic chords, basic music theory. That'll be really helpful to you in the future. So learn that, and then after you've learned chords, just start strumming along with the chords. Don't try to do roll patterns yet, just strum it along. Then you can learn the pinch pattern, which is just third and then fifth and first together. Just do that with the chords. Then start learning rolls, and you memorize the rolls and do those with chords. Then you can start learning the fretting techniques, and after you get all that down, you can start learning your basic songs, and then from there you'll just keep learning more and more until you come to a high level of knowledge on the banjo. And the next question is, what's your dream banjo to get in the future? There's really not a specific one. I have some ideas. I would really love to get a Gibson banjo someday. Just either one of the old Gibson Granadas like that, or a newer one. I really like the newer ones that have the gold plating around them. Those are super nice. Also, the gold tone OB3 or the twanger that Banjo Band is selling, I would really love to get one of those someday. And then all the Huber banjos, I love those. So yeah, just any of those. I really don't have the money right now to go get one of those types of banjos, but whenever I do, I'll definitely put more thought into it. Next question, I wonder if you play video games sometimes aside from playing musical instruments. I used to play video games a lot when I was younger, like I had a Nintendo DS, we had a Wii, and we played those a lot. We don't really have anything like that anymore, so not really. I have one app on my phone that I play sometimes in my spare time, but video games really aren't something that I'm much into. Have you ventured into electric guitar at all? Yes, I have an electric guitar. I got it about 6 years ago. This is a Squier Stratocaster, and I don't play it much anymore. I used to be really into it. I played a lot of rock stuff, but I got more into bluegrass, more acoustic instruments. I'll still play this every now and then, but whenever I do, I usually put it on a more clean acoustic mode. But since you asked the question, I thought you might like to hear it some, and I learned the Sweet Child of Mine intro. So that kind of stuff is still fun, but I'm really more into acoustic instruments, so whenever I play this, I'll usually put it up to a more clean mode, like. That just sounds really good, even like playing bluegrass guitar stuff. Like I said, I don't play this much anymore, but when I do, I usually use that cleaner mode. And Banjo for Life asks, how long have you been playing the banjo? Someone else asked that earlier, so I already answered that. I started in March 2018, so almost 4 years. And then what finger picks do you use? I use Dunlops. I used to just use a Dunlop thumb pick, and then I'm not even sure what the metal finger picks I used were. They didn't have the name on them, but I switched to Dunlop a few months ago. Next question is, do you do hourly practice each day, or do you set goals for how far in a piece you want to get in one sitting, or do you do something else? I'm curious as to what methods you use while practicing banjo. It really depends on what I'm practicing. Like yesterday, I learned a new song for one of the contra dances that we're going to play at. It was a melodic song, so it just depends on the style too. Like Scruggs style songs, I can just sit down and watch a walkthrough of it and pretty much play it in like 15 minutes because those tunes are really very similar. They sound different, but the way they're played is all very similar, so they're pretty easy to learn. Melodic style tunes, pretty much what I'll do is I'll just get the song, I'll make sure I know how it goes, I'll listen to it a few times, and then I'll just usually get some tab. I can play by ear, but I just use tab a lot because it's easier. And I'll learn like 4 or 5 notes at a time, get to where I can play them without looking at the tab, and then as you do that, after an hour or two, you can pretty much play the whole tune. I don't really do a specific hourly practice session each day or anything. Pretty much just practice when I feel like it, or if like we had that dance coming up, so I played a lot last week. But yeah, there's really not a specific thing I do. I just usually I do play for over an hour a day. Just when I feel like it, it's really not much structure to it. And then, can you sing too? No, I cannot sing. I've never really tried that seriously, but I cannot see myself singing. Have you ever tried getting wounded before because of the strings? Yes, I have. The mandolin, I had some of the strings up at where they're attached by the tuning keys. I had one of the strings sticking out once I went to grab it and jabbed it into my finger and was bleeding a lot. And then on the banjo before the 5th string, I had the string kicked out, which I've learned my lesson. I clip them really short now. But I had it sticking out, and I went to slide my hand, and I hit my thumb on it, and it like jabbed into it. It really didn't bleed much, but it jabbed in really far, and it hurt. It hurt for like a week. And aside from playing musical instruments, what are your hobbies? I mentioned the hitting baseballs earlier. It's not really a hobby, but other than that, I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube like almost 2 years ago. It's something I enjoy doing some in my spare time. I don't do it near as much as I used to. I used to be really serious about it, trying to get good at it, but I don't do it near as much as I used to. It's something I still do a little bit in my spare time. On the normal Rubik's Cube, I can solve it in around 12 to 15 seconds on average, and then I do all kinds of other ones too, but really not that much anymore. And then last question is, what is your all-time favorite banjo song to perform? It's a tough one. Probably Shuckin' the Corn. I really like it. The down the neck part's just awesome, and then the up the neck part that I play on it, I actually arranged that myself, just with the chords. I just looked at the chords and arranged that myself, so I find that one a lot of fun to play. And that is it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you know more about me and you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much to everyone who asked a question. This was a lot of fun. And please subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed already, please give this video a like, and I will see you next time.